Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Venkat. I am the CEO for ICT Direct India. ICT Direct is headquartered in Finland. ICT Direct Finland has been in the business of providing IT talent, top class IT talent to corporations across Finland. A couple of years back, ICT Direct Finland decided to set up an office in India with the goal to identify good talent from India and give them opportunities back in Finland. Um, at the end of the presentation, I will talk about some of the positions that are available today for our Finnish customers, Finland-based customers, and what is the process for you guys to enlist yourself for those opportunities and get shortlisted as well. I'll explain that in detail. Yeah. That is the reason I kept the title also as Decode Your Way to a Land of Thousand Lakes. Land of Thousand Lakes, Finland is known as Land of Thousand Lakes. In fact, there are close to about 180,000 lakes there. The country is full of lakes, a lot of water bodies there, and it's a fascinating place. And you'll see also on top left Angry Bird, just to uh, get you into this understanding of what has come out of Finland. Angry Bird has also come out of Finland. And I will, of course, talk about many innovations in much more substantial sectoral areas as we go along. I'll take 20 minutes and walk you through. I will also identify some interesting aspects of Finland before I jump into education, healthcare, and sustainability. These are the three sectors that I would cover. Yeah. Let me move to the next slide. Yeah, as I said, I will walk you through the entire session in three segments, and I will also, in the second part, I will also talk about the Finland-India cooperation, the type of companies that are Finnish companies who are leaders in their space globally. They have set up business in India many decades ago and have contributed to Indian economy. In those innovations have brought to India, and we have been beneficiaries of those world-class solutions and innovations as well from Finland. I will mention a few examples of those as well as we go along. This is the map of Finland. As you would see, it's a very small country in terms of geography as well as in terms of population. It is only about 5.5 million population there. Just to give you an comparison, Bangalore is about 8.4 million, while Finland is only 5.5 million population. Very sparsely populated, but you would also notice there are a lot of cities there, across Finland, spread across Finland. The southernmost city is Helsinki, and the northernmost Oulu. And the Finland geography is 25% of geography is north of Arctic Circle, which means the country is very cold. It can go up to the Lapland, the northern part of Finland, Lapland, can go up to minus 50 degrees centigrade. And down south, Helsinki is quite hospitable for Indians. During winters, sub-zero temperatures, but not very cold. And the entire country, you can travel very easily in public transport. There are a lot of trains and buses to go from one city to another, and you don't need a private vehicle. And build network. I have personally done 5 meetings in a day in Helsinki. Sometimes minimum three meetings that I can do with time for myself to grab some Indian lunch there as well. And there are many Indian restaurants down south, and as well as in Oulu, you will find a lot of Indian restaurants. And Oulu is where from Nokia came from originally. I'll also talk about Nokia as one of the examples in this presentation. And you'll also notice that there are the green colored ones there, national parks identified in the map. Um, these Finland has got close to about 40 plus national parks across Finland, and the largest one is 2,800 square kilometers, very large. And I'll give you some examples of that as well. Let me move to the next one. if you're a nature enthusiast, you have an opportunity to, of course, visit all these parks. And the one on the top is a park called Lenansari, and it is in the center of a lake, and you'll have to kayak your way through there. And the one down below is three country in one point. Basically this is a place northwest of Finland, and you'll have to hike 11 kilometers and walk there to reach this place. Not motorable, and but if you are there, you are technically in three countries. Finland, Sweden, and Norway. Very interesting spot. Some more interesting, aspects of Finland. This is the one on the top is gold panning. Basically there is you can go to a riverbed there, and some riverbeds where you can technically find gold. You have to that's a certain mechanism to pick them up, and you can actually do that. And if you get the gold, you can keep the gold to yourself. And this is a museum, gold panning museum, image of a gold panning museum there. And one below is Northern Lights, uh, which is a beautiful array of lights, hues of colors striking the clear sky, um, and it's a beautiful celestial spectacle one can witness. North of in the Lapland, you get to see a few months in a year, at least almost every alternate day, and of course some other countries like Norway also has Norway, and a few other countries have, from where you can witness this fantastic uh, visual spectacle, delight. It's an once in a lifetime opportunity actually. If you witness it, it will be in your memory forever. It's fantastic. So you should try that once if you get an opportunity to go there. And uh, I want to touch upon a little bit about their culture as well. See, one on the top, you can't separate Finn from sauna. Finnish people and sauna, if you talk to them about sauna, they can talk hours together. It's part and parcel of their life. And before 1950, there used to be a lot of public saunas. Uh, and now people buy houses with saunas. So Helsinki itself has still got. I was told about 5 public saunas. You can try there once you visit. There are certain entry requirements, of course. And one below is a medieval town, which is completely built out of wood. Um, Finland, forest industry contributes almost uh, you know, one third of the GDP. Uh, and people live in very good harmony, and they coexist with nature all the time. And this medieval town is completely built out of wood, and you can cycle around, and this will be a great, beautiful experience there. Once you're there, you should experience this. Uh, this is fascinating, really, really fascinating. The visual colors there, houses there, entire medieval town is built out of. And if you are very keen on traveling outside Finland while you are there, of course, with the Schengen visa, you can travel to almost all European Union countries without any visa. You can take a flight and go from one city, like what you do in India, one city to another. You can technically travel there. There's absolutely no problem. And of course, if while you are in Finland, you want to make a quick visit to Russia, it's only 3.5 hours. Fast train from Helsinki Central. And if you have to go to Sweden, you go to take a ferry. It's a very good experience. Again, it's an overnight journey, and you have a shopping complex inside. It's a huge one, and it's a great experience. The ferry goes through all the archipelagos. It's a marvelous sight. And if you want to save your hotel stay, if you're on business, this works very well. I used to do that when I traveled from Finland to Sweden and back. I used to stay in this, and at the same time avoid the hotel stay as well. Yeah. Great experience. This is another interesting culture. Wife carrying competition. In fact, this originated in Finland. You know, you don't necessarily have to be husband and wife. As long as you are a couple, you can participate. Um, this is in my bucket list. I'm not planning to participate to see. I have not seen this so far. I missed this a few times. So whenever I go there next, I would try to find an opportunity to see this as well. For the IT folks, this is very important. If you are not already aware, uh, the first internet browser was invented by four Finnish students. You see three of them there, one missing. And Linux operating system is also invented by Finnish when he was a college student. He looks a little elderly in this picture. Um, and his name is Linus Torvalds, and that's not the only invention. He has got many inventions up his sleeves. You can Google and check. Uh, the country has got a patent culture, R&D and patent, and you'll see that across Nordic and more so in Finland. So people, PhDs there constantly are trying to develop some important patents which can be productized as well, not just research patent for research purpose. Yeah, Finnish have also excelled in this fast car racing sport, uh, and they have done exceedingly well, and they have produced some world champions, and consistently for a very long period of time. Let me jump into more substantive uh, you information about these three sectors: education, healthcare, and sustainability, and also my understanding of why they are leading the world in these three areas and many more as well. Uh, for a very long period of time. Let me get into the education sector. Um Education, if you Google, which is the number one country in the world uh, for education, you'll get Finland as number one country. I'll tell you how they achieved it later, but let me give you an overview of how they look at education as a sector. For them, as a country, they are very keen on happiness of people, the citizens. Corporations there are very keen on the happiness of their employees, and the education system and the schools, um, they are very extremely keen on the happiness of the students. You know, Um so with that goal in mind, they look at building an education system which focuses on equity over excellence. You know, uh, Meaning that they pick the weak student and work on that student to ensure that student comes to a level so that he feels part of the cohort. And this is the whole system is also not programmed, the education system, in the sense that um, uh, you go into class first grade at the age of 7, and only till ninth grade it's a compulsory classroom session, and post that one can choose to continue or do what you want to do. And the teachers are important stakeholder in the education ecosystem, and they spend more time with the students outside the classroom than inside the classroom compared to their American counterparts. And that is possibly one of the reasons why they are able to identify the unique need of the students, each students, and work with them to improve and achieve certain level there, to be on par with other students. And there are no standardized tests, in the sense that there's no pass or fail, and there's no one single school which claims that we are number one in Finland. You'll hardly find number one university in Finland, number one school in Finland. They don't claim themselves as number one, and all this has been possible. Um, there's some history to it. All these this excellence cannot be achieved. Number one in education in the world cannot be achieved overnight. And let me tell you, they didn't work on this to achieve that. In the 1960s, when the government decided to prepare a plan for the country's prosperity, and education was considered as one of the important pillars. And they started focusing on education. and built in all these philosophies into the system, and ensured that students are happy, and when they leave the school system, they are healthy individuals, mentally, physically, and also they are sincere citizens of the world, you know, and that is why you would find, the most honest people in this planet. I can confidently say, at least for the 40 countries that I have seen, uh, majority of them, you will find in Finland, and that honesty is there in every aspect of their life, and the students, once they pass out of school, they when they get into workforce, they work with those value systems, and so it's one of the reasons why they are so good. And um, somewhere in the year 2000, when PISA test happened, Finnish students participated, and they came number one in the reading section of the PISA test. And few years later, they participated in the maths, and they got number one in maths. And then few years later, they got into science test, and they scored. They were number one in science. In all three uh, sec- sectors of PISA test, they were able to be number one in the world. Uh, but as I said in the beginning, their intent was not to achieve that. The whole education system is not built for medals, and positions. That is how they are, as individuals, and as a country, as people, and as government. They are very sincere about what they do. Yeah, to sum it up, Pasi Salberg was a famous educator. This is what he has said. Accountability is something that is left when responsibility has been subtracted, meaning that they don't uh, remove responsibility. Responsibility, government takes the responsibility and ensures that the necessary investment here for the ecosystem that is needed to produce the fine individuals coming out of their education system. So government takes that responsibility and will ensure that. Moving to healthcare segment, the basic fundamental health science. There are a lot of inventions that have come out of Finland. I have focused on more on the product side, functional product side, so that you can relate to it. Optomod is a company which has developed this handheld device for scanning for diabetic retinopathy, and the technology that they have used is you know um, low-powered microscope and high-powered lenses, and artificial intelligence and the screening software to go with. And they have close to about 51 patents, and they worked on this product for many years, invested in R&D multi-million euros, and then they come out, and this product is globally available now, and sold in many countries. And according to World Health Organization, 90% of the blindness in developing countries is because of this disease, diabetic retinopathy. And when 80% of the disease, once you detect early, can be managed and treated, a technology comes into play to help in that process, and we have to give it to this company, and especially in the developing countries. So this is going to do a world of good for developing countries, and that is one of the reasons why I chose this as an example. And this is another venture, protein from thin air. Um, Protein as an additive, food additive, is developed by this company in factory. It's a lab-grown food, and they use a soil bacteria solusis, and hydrogen is fed on that, and this hydrogen is sourced from water by splitting water, and the energy needed for that is solar. It's completely CO2 neutral process, and this product can solve major malnutrition related issues in developing countries. Millions of children die before they attain the age of 5 in developing countries, in Africa and also in India, and something like this can really save the world. Again, a world of good potentially from this company, and hence I have shared this example as well. And this is another one, which is again very interesting. Nightingale is a company out of very close to Helsinki. and they have developed this diagnostic uh, you know, uh, process and tool where you can identify close to about 200 biomarkers on one simple blood sample, and a lot of potential diseases that one can inherit can all be identified and can be treated early. Uh, Again, World Health Organization have said very clearly 36 million infants are dying, very early in their life, and something like this can really help solve many of the potential problems, health problems, if you detect early. Again, a world of good uh, by this company, and this company is still in pilot stage, but still they have managed to uh, have done close to about 700,000 samples they have tested, and I'm sure soon they would go public as well. As I said in the beginning, Finnish people live very close with environment. Forest industry, as I said, contributes to one third of the GDP. And two parameters are good enough, to understand the entire downstream and back end, the processes the companies follow for effluent treatment, to management of sustainability in-house and outside as well in their production processes and distribution processes, and all that. And these two parameters are: one, Finland produces the cleanest air in the world; two is highest EPA score in the world, environmental performance index, 90% plus, is what Finland scores, and they are number one in the world consistently. So with these two metrics, one can really understand what kind of ecosystem, what kind of investment, what kind of processes, what kind of sincere implementation of those in their everyday life Finland as a country is able to achieve, adopt, and practice is what has led them to achieve these standards that they have set for global uh, economies to follow. This is Fortum Serco, which is a Fortum company. They have many ventures. This business of Fortum does recycling of waste plastics, mechanical recycling, and they make them to small granular particles, which goes back again to making of plastics and other industries as well. So basically, the whole plastic waste management is efficient when you reduce the production of virgin plastic. Through this recycling process, you can certainly do that. So this is a classic example of a circular economy. Yeah. Photom as a company has got another technology for recycling of lithium-ion battery. Over 80% of the lithium metal can now be recycled thanks to technologies like this, and it's very important for multiple reasons. One, lithium-ion battery uses rare earth material; it's not available everywhere. The material, cobalt, for example, is available only in Congo, largely in Congo, and they use child labor there to mine. And it's if you are prudent enough to reuse lithium ion battery, recycle lithium ion battery, and extract the rare earth material and again use it to make lithium ion batteries, then you are stopping, you are reducing that mining process there. And also, if you look at this, battery is largely used in transport industry. And India alone, India in the year 2019 sold close to about 100,000, more than 100,000 electric vehicles. You know, and who's going to manage the used battery? It will go into a landfill, and it will and all the hazardous chemicals will seep into the soil and then into the water and can have devastating effects. And this technology is uses it's a multi-level process. First process is to remove the plastic, aluminum, and copper through a mechanical recycling process, and through chemical recycling process they extract the rare earth material, which is lithium and nickel, out of that, and one can reuse it. It's a very interesting, and it's futuristic as well. So many Finland companies have technologies around sustainability and process, manufacturing process, and this is one of those examples. Nokia, no, it's a company, as you all know, if you're the 1990s, if you had bought your phone, Probably you had bought a Nokia phone. Nokia, the first GSM call in India was made using Nokia phone, and we know them as a phone company, but they are also into telecom network solutions and technologies. They have won close to about 100 deals uh, last year, and they are also in contention. They will be in contention of 5G, and India plans to roll out 5G. This is a company called Kone, which is a travelator, escalator, and walkway solutions company. Uh, they are number one in India in this space. A lot of people would not know them by name. Maybe if you go back to when you go back to your apartments and look for what elevator you have, most likely you will find Kone there. And they are number one in India compared to most of them are multinationals. There you would see they're competing with them in India and they are number one, and they have been here for many years since 1980s in India. The one on the top right is travelator that you see there. That is Mumbai Airport T2 terminal. Before they inaugurated it way back. So this is a company which has contributed to the developments in the space in India in a very big way. About my company that I represent, this is ICT Direct. The website is ictdirect.fi or .in. No, it will take you to the same site. Some of our customers here, you will see Kone there on the top right, and also Scania buses, very popular in India. So we work with Scania as well, and yeah, we have some top companies as our customers from Finland. Yeah, for what we are doing in India, we also got uh, featured in Helsinki newspaper, a Finland newspaper called Helsinki Sanomat, which is number one selling newspaper in Finland. It's Times of India equivalent. We got a center page article there. I talked about the Indian talent that we have and encouraging Finnish companies to look at India as a sourcing destination. And there, language is not an issue. Everybody speaks English. I have still till today I have not come across where I had to learn the local language. Of course, it's always good if you are going to live there for a long period of time to learn the local language. But there's absolutely no problem. Everybody speaks very good English. As I mentioned, these are the three positions: Android developer, C++, embedded, and data scientist. These three positions are available on our website. You can go to our website and apply. Once you apply, you'll have to take a test there. The test is in two parts: video questions and some coding challenges. Once you get through that, then you'll be shortlisted, and we'll move your application forward. We'll arrange for the visas, the work visas, and all that, and we'll take care of everything for you. And the same positions are also available on Finland work site. We would encourage you to go there and check out as well. And my contact details are there on the website ictdirect.fi, my email address and mobile number. If you want to reach out to me, you can always reach out to me. You can either email me or message me. Thank you so much for patiently hearing me, and wish you all the very best, and stay absolutely safe and take care. Best regards.